Migration is sure to be a hot topic at the talks today. The latest figures for the number of asylum seekers in the EU have just been released. And for more on this, journalist Stefan de Vries joins us now live from Paris. Stefan, can the EU really make the migration changes that it wants, considering the laws in place in the EU?
Well, it will be very difficult. Actually, the European Union has been struggling to regulate the asylum procedure on the continent for almost 2 decades. The current regulation is called Dublin III, which is a technical name for something actually quite simple. It means that a refugee who arrives in Europe has to apply for asylum in the country where he arrives. So he cannot choose the country of his destination. He has to stay in the first country of arrival until his asylum procedure has been treated. Now, of course, within Europe, it's very easy to travel since there are theoretically no border checks anymore. So a lot of people arrive in the south of Europe, Italy and Greece, and then they get to the north and they stay there. Now, this country of their second destination, let's say the Netherlands, Germany, Scandinavia, actually, they have to send them back to Italy or Greece. Now, this is where the problem arises because, of course, Italy and Greece are closest to the countries where most of the refugees come from, so they are disproportionately touched by the system. Everybody agrees that this is no longer working, that there is a complete makeover necessary for this system, but the question is how? Because there's so many different opinions on this crisis that it's very hard to find an agreement, and I don't see it coming next week either on the European summit. And there's also a paradox, as you just mentioned. The European Asylum Office in Malta yesterday released new statistics about the number of migrants arriving, and actually the numbers are falling sharply, 44% less than than previous year. So we're talking a lot about it, but in reality, the numbers of refugees arriving is declining sharply.
All right, thank you for that. Stefan de Vries joining us live there from Paris.